The cost of war is measured in lives lost in the staggering economic toll it exacts. Some battles stand out for their catastrophic impact on both fronts, reshaping nations and economies. Below is a countdown of the 5 costliest battles in history, ranked by their combined human and financial devastation. 5. Battle of Gettysburg, July 1st, 1863. The Battle of Gettysburg, a turning point in the American Civil War, was a brutal clash between Union and Confederate forces in Pennsylvania. Over 3 days, it claimed an estimated 46,000 to 51,000 casualties, including 7,058 killed, 33,264 wounded, and thousands missing or captured. The Union's victory halted Confederate General Robert E. Lee's invasion of the North, but at a horrific cost. Entire regiments were decimated. The 1st Minnesota Infantry lost 82% of its men in a single charge. Civilians in Gettysburg faced aftermath horrors, burying bodies and treating wounded in makeshift hospitals. The battle's scale shocked a nation already weary from 2 years of war. Direct costs included $2.5 million, ammunition and supplies, plus $1 million for medical care and burials. Adjusted for inflation to 2025, this equals roughly $80 million. Indirect costs destroyed infrastructure, lost farmland, and long-term veteran care pushed the total closer to $200 million. Gettysburg's concentrated loss of life and its role in escalating the Civil War's economic burden make it a devastating entry. Its relatively short duration amplifies the intensity of its toll. 4. Battle of the Somme, July 1st, November 18, 1916. The Battle of the Somme, a World War I offensive launched by British and French forces against German lines in France, became a symbol of attrition's futility. Lasting 141 days, it resulted in over 1.2 million casualties, including 420,000 British, 200,000 French, and 500,000 Germans, with approximately 300,000 deaths. The first day alone was the bloodiest in British military history, with 57,470 casualties, including 19,240 dead. Trenches offered little protection against artillery barrages and machine gun fire. Soldiers endured psychological trauma, with shell-shock cases overwhelming medical units. Entire communities lost their young men as volunteer PALS battalions were slaughtered together. The battle's grind left scars still visible in European memory. The Somme's cost was staggering, estimated at $6 billion for the Allies alone, covering artillery shells, 1.7 million fired in the first week, troop maintenance and medical care. Germany's expenses were comparable. Adjusted to 2025, the battle's direct cost exceeds $150 billion. Indirect costs, lost productivity, infrastructure damage, and post-war recovery added tens of billions more. The battle's failure to achieve a breakthrough prolonged the war, inflating global costs. The Somme's prolonged carnage and astronomical expenses, coupled with its minimal strategic gains, mark it as a catastrophic waste of life and resources. 3. Battle of Verdun, February 21st, December 18, 1916. The Battle of Verdun, another World War I bloodbath, was Germany's attempt to bleed France's army dry. Fought over 10 months in northeastern France, it became a grueling test of endurance, with an estimated 714,000 to 976,000 casualties, including 377,000 French and 337,000 Germans, and roughly 400,000 deaths. Verdun's meat grinder reputation stemmed from relentless artillery bombardments and close-quarters combat in muddy forts. France rotated 70% of its army through the battle, with 163,000 killed and 216,000 wounded. Germany's losses were similarly horrific. Civilians fled the region, and survivors faced lifelong trauma. The battle's symbolic importance, France's refusal to surrender Verdun, came at an unbearable cost. Verdun's economic toll was immense, with France and Germany each spending around $5 billion on munitions, fortifications, and logistics. Adjusted to 2025, this equals $120 billion per side. The destruction of Verdun's region, including farms and villages, added $50 billion in recovery costs. The battle's drain on both nations' economies weakened their war efforts, contributing to the war's $340 billion total cost. Verdun's prolonged intensity and dual devastation place it among history's costliest battles, its legacy one of senseless sacrifice. 2. Battle of Stalingrad, August 23, 1942, February 2, 1943. The Battle of Stalingrad, a pivotal World War II clash between Nazi Germany and the Soviet Union, was a brutal urban siege that turned the tide of the Eastern Front. Stalingrad's street-by-street fighting was apocalyptic. Soviet defenders, ordered to hold at all costs, faced German airstrikes, snipers, and starvation. Civilians trapped in the city endured unimaginable hardship. Only 10,000 of 500,000 remained by the battle's end. Germany's Sixth Army was annihilated, with 91,000 surrendering. The battle's psychological toll, frostbite, despair, and relentless combat defined its horror. Soviet victory came at the cost of a generation. The Soviet Union spent an estimated $10 billion on Stalingrad, including tanks, artillery, and supplies for 1.1 million troops. Germany's costs were similar, with additional losses from destroyed equipment, 3,500 tanks, 12,000 guns. Adjusted to 2025, direct costs reached $300 billion. The city's near-total destruction and post-war rebuilding added $100 billion. Stalingrad's drain on Germany's war machine hastened its collapse. Stalingrad's staggering death toll and economic devastation, combined with its strategic impact, make it one of history's most costly battles. 1. Siege of Leningrad, September 8, 1941, January 27, 1944. The Siege of Leningrad, a 872-day ordeal during World War II, was Nazi Germany's attempt to starve and bombard the Soviet city into submission. It resulted in 1.5 to 2.5 million casualties, including 800,000 civilian deaths and 1 million Soviet military losses, making it the costliest battle in human and economic terms. Leningrad's residents endured unimaginable suffering. German forces cut off supplies, leading to starvation that killed 3,000 daily at its peak. Bombings and shelling destroyed homes, while winter temperatures dropped to -30 degrees Celsius. Military casualties mounted as Soviet forces fought to break the blockade. The siege's toll, 1.1 million civilian and 400,000 military deaths, devastated the city's population of 3 million. Survivors carried lifelong trauma, and the siege became a symbol of Soviet resilience. The city's destruction, factories, schools, and infrastructure required $200 billion in post-war reconstruction. The siege's economic ripple effects, including lost productivity and diverted resources, pushed the total cost to nearly $1 trillion. Conclusion: reflect humanity's darkest hours, where ideology and ambition collided with devastating results. The toll in lives and resources reshaped entire nations and left permanent scars on global history. Among them, the Siege of Leningrad remains unmatched in human suffering, a haunting symbol of war's brutal cost. These events serve as powerful reminders of what's truly at stake in conflict. If this video resonated with you, please consider subscribing to our channel. We share more stories that explore history's pivotal moments and the lessons they leave behind. Thank you for watching.